We all want to be good people. So, we try. We force a smile. We hold things in. We adjust ourselves to fit the situation. On the outside, we seem fine. We try not to hurt others, and we do our best to be kind. But strangely, the more we try, the more exhausted we feel. And our relationships don't seem to get easier. Why does this happen? Maybe it's not that we're not trying hard enough, but that we're going in the wrong direction. We often try to be good people, but deep down, our feelings don't always follow. We may smile on the outside, but inside, discomfort and hidden calculations begin to build up. This state can be described as duality, a condition where our inner and outer selves move in different directions. And this duality quietly makes our lives harder. Even if we appear fine on the outside, the emotions we keep inside slowly drain us. They exhaust us first, and eventually they begin to affect our relationships. There is also a perspective that explains this in a deeper way. It suggests that when our inner state and outer behavior don't match, our life itself begins to lose alignment. As if the direction of our mind becomes a kind of blueprint, and over time our environment starts to reflect it. So even when we try to do everything right, somehow we don't meet the right people. Instead, we find ourselves in relationships that feel heavy, uncomfortable, or draining. Maybe this inner contradiction is quietly shaping the life we experience. So then, how should we look at this? Some say instead of trying to act like a good person, we should focus on becoming a more honest one. And here is something worth thinking about. What we call being nice might sometimes be a form of image management. We try to appear kind, pleasant, and acceptable to others. So we force smiles, hide our feelings, and shape ourselves into something we think others will approve of. But managing an image is not the same as building who we truly are. It is something that exists only on the surface, and when we keep living to be seen and accepted, at some point, we are no longer ourselves. We become a version of us that exists only for others. And maybe that is a kind of prison we create for ourselves, because what is built on the outside eventually reveals itself, and what is forced cannot last forever. So instead of trying to appear good, maybe what truly matters is to build something real within ourselves. And the beginning of that is simpler than we think, not forcing ourselves to hide what we feel, but first learning to see ourselves honestly. But honesty here does not mean saying everything we feel. Real honesty is not directed at others, it is directed toward ourselves. If we realize that we approach someone with hidden expectations or calculations, instead of justifying it, instead of rationalizing it, we can simply admit, I see. This is how I was approaching them. And that moment of recognition is where change begins. Little by little, this duality starts to soften. Like something being erased slowly, it begins to fade. And there is one more thing to consider. When we meet people, we often say we want genuine connections. But inside, we may still be looking at conditions, benefits, or expectations. For example, if we choose someone based on their conditions, then that relationship will naturally be built on those same conditions. The intention we carry shapes the kind of people who enter our lives. In the end, the way we approach others returns to us in a similar form. And if we look back on our past relationships, there may be moments when we quietly realize, oh, that's why it happened. As we begin to notice these things, something starts to shift. Our inner standard slowly changes, and without forcing anything, our inner and outer selves begin to move in the same direction. Maybe this is the process of moving beyond duality and toward a more peaceful life. So perhaps it's worth asking ourselves this question: am I trying to be a good person, or am I becoming an honest one?